Warning, spoilers. Hey everyone, how's it going? Yeah, I know that uh, I'm using a frickin' webcam this time. Uh, you're probably wondering why I haven't done a video for a while. To make a long story short, a lot of stuff has happened, including a new computer. Um, I will be using like an actual camera next time. I promise. And Today I will be continuing the Beware the Batman review, but instead of just simply, doing episode 2 like I promised, I'm now have to, review all the other episodes. I will continue this review once the season is over, um, but hopefully it'll be right on time. So let's begin. To start out this review, I'll give you basically the gist of the stories. Now, the first story mostly focuses on Bruce Wayne testing Katana, seeing if, she's worthy to be training with Batman and become his partner. While this is going on, we learn a little bit about Katana's backstory and how she actually, uh, you know, went undercover to, find out what the League of Assassins are planning and where Ra's al Ghul is. Now, granted, we don't get to see Ra's al Ghul until later in the series, and even then, he's uh, you know either dead or in a hibernated state. They don't really tell us. Um, we do know that the League's secret weapon is the Soul Taker sword, which is an actual sword from the comics, and um, you know, actually does by its name. It takes people's souls. In fact, we actually see this being done several times, and trust me, it is pretty damn creepy. Um, Now, they don't flat out say that the sword will kill you, but they never say it doesn't. Um, they'll probably just say comatose state because they're trying to censor itself now. But I'm getting off topic. We also see Batman, you know, kind of having to find a way to get Gordon to kind of come some slack because Gordon starts off not liking Batman, even though Barbara really is a big fan. In fact, uh, all the bat stuff that she has in her room inspires the bat signal later on, which I thought was kind of cool. Um, Now, the villains in the show are interesting. Well, maybe not interesting. More is that, much like the show itself, I got mixed feelings on. Now, some villains are done very well. Like I thought the change they did with Professor Pig and Mr. Toad was pretty interesting, and same with Magpie. But then we have characters like Anarchy, who really I don't get the change. Like with Anarchy, he feels like an amalgamation of several villains, like and and countless other villains who just really have unnecessary changes. Heck, some villains don't even were only shown like one time in the comics, like Phosphorus Rex. Well, twice in the comics, but still. Um, I like the character development with Batman and Gordon. I thought that was very good. I liked that they took some time for them to actually become friends. Um, I'm really curious about Metamorpho and what he's going to be doing later in the show. Um, I thought his origin was kind of rushed. I kind of feel like they could have had more time with it, like they did in the Justice League episode. Like I know, like I mean, they didn't like take like 4 episodes, but like it was really good. And I just wasn't a fan of this origin. Um, I will say that Stag though was done very well, like a pretty good character. Um, and I like that what happens to him later will actually affect a little bit on what goes on in the show. Now, but back to Metamorpho. If he's on the show, I really am just curious if they're going to bring in the Outsiders because Metamorpho and Katana were, one of the founding members of the Outsiders, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm kind of curious if we're gonna get other characters like G-Force, Black Lightning, or Halo. I think it'd be kind of cool, or heck, maybe with the new guys like Owlman, and the Creeper. Now, granted, those characters didn't last long, but still, it'd be kind of cool to see some of these characters in there. Maybe not Owlman, because I have some ideas for that character. But on the whole, I think it's a pretty decent show. Like, it's not perfect, but hey, it's the best one they got so far, unless they bring back Green Lantern the animated series. All right, that's all I gotta say. Next time, I'll talk about another long overdue review, and yeah, hopefully it won't take me frickin' forever to get this one done. See you later.